Called to order. I asked, y'all didn't say anything. Good evening. Have several items on the agenda tonight, so we'll get started. The E-rate project update is presented by Stuart Thompson. Okay.
You can do it from there. You got a microphone? Yeah, we'll just let him do it.
Chair Smith and committee and superintendent, thank you for an opportunity here to brief you just for a few minutes on some major projects we've been working really on starting about 6 years ago within the sort of bounds of the E-rate program. So some of these you may be aware of, new members you may not have an awareness of what we've been doing, so that's the point of the next few minutes here. So I do want to start by sort of giving you a recap if you don't know anything about the E-rate program. It's a federally funded, all of you pay a little bit of portion on your cell phone bill to fund the E-rate program. There's two categories. There's a category one, which services what are called external connections. That basically pays for internet and the wide area network, which is a fiber that connects what is now BIC. It will be the technology center here shortly, and all of our sites. So that is category one. And there's a category two that serves what we call the internal connections. So that the category one gets a connection to the site. Category two distributes that connection through wireless access points and switches and all the things, the internal cabling that gets access to our students. So what I want to talk about here for a few minutes is three sort of these big category two projects that my department has been working on and that the board has funded through general fund and my budget over the last 5 years. So we are a 80% discount rate, which means you, the board, pay 20% of those costs on category one and two, and the E-rate program pays the other 80%. So category one for this coming year is about $500,000 pre-discount, which means our internet bill and our WAN bill are $500,000. And of course, you as a board are responsible for 20% of that. Category two, over the next 5 years, we just started a 5-year budget, is almost $4.5 million. So that's a refresh budget going into next year. So what I'm going to talk about is the previous 5 years, what we've done with a little over $3 million, about $3.5 million. So there were a couple issues. I've been in this position for a little over 9 years, just some issues that we identified early on, and then we identified we were going to try to tackle those with E-rate funds. So number one was connectivity in our classroom. So some of you that have been around Bossier schools since the 90s know that we cabled all of our schools in the mid-90s. We cabled with one data drop in every classroom. So it was about mid-90s. Whenever I came on board, except for our new sites, that's pretty much where we were. You don't have to be technology savvy to know that that's not going to support the modern K-12 infrastructure. So we needed to address that, number one. We needed to address the wireless situation, which in the mid-90s, that didn't even exist, right? We have almost 50,000 wireless devices on our network every day, so that needed to be addressed. And number three, we have sort of very disorganized infrastructure in our schools that we also address with this money. And then finally, we had no connectivity in any of our athletic facilities. So that was sort of the fourth priority for me to try to get that addressed. So we undertook really 4 major projects to get this essentially tackled. So we modernized all of our cabling, all of our data cabling, and 26 of our sites. So basically everything that hadn't been built in the last 8 to 10 years. So that was item number one. We were able to, in that process, enhance our network security. We'll get into sort of technically how we did that, but in order to get to that point, in order to get to this, what's called a VLAN, which is a security level, we had to basically strip everything out and start over, right? We also had to do that to address the wireless situation as well. And then, of course, we wanted to be able to provide connectivity to our competition athletic facilities at our high schools and middle schools. Okay? So as I mentioned, we recabled 26 of our sites. In the report I provided you, I listed the 26 in the order that we tackled them. So that's a complex operation that can't be done when kids are in school, right? So we had to do all that from 4 until, not we contracted that out with E-rate funds from about 4 until 2 or 3 in the morning with a contractor that we worked with over the last 5 years. So obviously that work can't be done when school is in session. That's challenge number one. Second, we ran fiber from each of our sites to our athletic facilities. I'm going to show you a picture of Airline and how we were able to do that. It allows us to get wireless out there and also, of course, surveillance cameras out there as well. Then we'll upgrade our wireless system. So up until just a couple of years ago, our wireless network was basically something you would see at your home, something you would install at your home. It wasn't enterprise. We weren't able to manage it. We weren't able to apply the necessary security measures we needed to. So part of this project was to upgrade that, and we just completed that project as well. And then not part of E-rate, but part of infrastructure as a whole, we're able to upgrade at 25 of our 26 sites. Plain Dillon is the last one that we're going to address here shortly. With some ESSER money, we're able to upgrade sort of antiquated, outdated IP intercom systems with modern communication systems. One other note there is we couldn't use E-rate funds to recable the infrastructure at our centers, so we did all that in-house. My department managed that mostly during summertime to recable all of our sites, BIC and eval and service center, central office, all of our non-instructional facilities. So a little summary, this project is almost 9,400 lines run, Cat 6 blue cable, Cat 6 or Cat 6A, averaged about 141 feet. We did the math and measured the total distance of cables run, almost 245 miles, which would get you from here to Baton Rouge, right? That's a pretty lengthy time, all done after hours, by the way, by a single contractor. See why it took us 5 years to do this. That's not including some fiber stuff that we also ran as well. To give you a few pictures, these are in your presentation as well. I talked about sort of the mess that nobody sees. This was at a couple of our sites, it was an utter mess, right? It was challenging to troubleshoot and just bad design and bad network design. So these are a couple of our new sites. That's at Benton High is one of them, which was contracted out, and I don't remember where the other one is, but this is sort of where we went from and where we're at. So previously, a lot of situations was our wireless access points were stuck behind, they weren't mounted, they didn't have lines directly to them. They were stuck behind teachers' desks, not to their fault, but they were to manage them. And you'd have issues with no connectivity, right? Obviously so. So how do you fix that? We got to run new lines and mount them in the ceiling. You talk about sort of why we're doing what we're doing and why it takes time to get there. That's where we're at now. So we have a access point mounted in every single classroom and for the most part, every common corridor in the district, both in our schools and our centers. Enterprise wireless, again, like I said, supports about 50,000 devices. So talk a lot about network design. This is Airline, so this is what we call a daisy chain network. So in other words, if one point of failure essentially took down all of Airline High School, right? So it's not great network design, it's just sort of the fact of over time, you just sort of add on and you don't think about where you're going. So we fixed all that. We fixed all that by doing, it's called hub and spoke, which all of the sort of outer data elements, so remember these are the points in which additional lines go out to feed the classrooms, right? So they all come back to a single point, so it reduces the failure in these sites. And this is Airline, this is obviously a complex situation, but we did this at every site. So we had to fix essentially all 26 of the sites that we touched. A few more things here. So talk about getting connectivity out to our site. So you say, a principal requests a security camera at Airline High School football field. Okay, well, how do you do that, right? Well, it's my job to figure out how to do it. Well, you have to bury fiber, get it out there, get switches out there, run lines, right? So we undertook this project to go out and do that for every single athletic facility. So you can see the path that this fiber took to get out to Airline Stadium. We actually ran fiber to both the visitor and home side. It's not on there. Then the baseball, softball field, outdoor wireless, and then you can see an example of an IP security camera at the stadium there. So a few more items here, and I'll wrap it up here. We want to talk, of course, about cost and what the school board paid for these projects to sort of outline sort of the mass of the challenge of these projects. So the school recabling, which we started in the summer of 2020, great summer for all of us, was just almost $2.4 million, and of course, your portion of that was 20%, which was paid out of the general fund, working with Nisha through my budget, and that's over a 5-year span. Our wireless was just under $400,000, of course, at 20%, also out of the general fund. The fiber was about $240,000 to get fiber to all these athletic facilities, and again at 20%. And then I mentioned the IP intercoms and wiring. That was over $800,000. We can't use E-rate funds for that, so we had the ability to use some of the latter ESSER funds to be able to address those projects. All right, last two items here. We still have things to address. You saw me mention we have another $4.5 million for the next 5 years. We have a few schools that we still need to address, some of our newer schools that need TLC. We have to upgrade over 500 network switches, which are approaching their end of life, which is 8 to 10 years, which is another couple $1 million project that we'll be working on here in the next few months. So still have a lot to work on here. That's not really the point to solicit money here. It's to inform you as to what we've been doing with the board's fund in conjunction with E-rate funds. So last few items has been a massive project. So there are really 3 groups I have to publicly thank. Number one is Carrie. It's Carrie Douglas. Of course, she's been crucial in the procurement side of this and ensuring that we're on track and we're doing things according to the rules and regulations. On the purchasing side, my senior team, Jason and Kyle, Adam and Michael. So you know these projects were essentially overnight. They didn't do the work, but they were at schools at 5 in the morning reconnecting devices. So our students had access in the morning. It had been crucial in this 5 years. And I know we talk a lot about sort of challenges we have with contractors. I would publicly thank this contractor, DCS, which is out of Magnolia, Arkansas, specifically their former GM, Jeffrey Becker, which was absolutely amazing getting this project done. Single contractor, every single site in the school district, all overnight, and without much interruption. A few minor bumps along the way, but pretty astounding that it's got to this point. So, last thing I'll mention here, which had everything to do with this, we're working on a few other things. Of course, we've moved sites to the old eval center, now the technology center. We'd love for you to come by and see the work that we've done there. Anytime, you're certainly welcome. And finally, we're moving our physical data center here from the BIC, second floor of the BIC, in the next few weeks over to that new site and to really awesome state-of-the-art data center behind the scenes of everything that I just talked about this evening. So, okay, a lot to digest there. So can I answer any questions or concerns or ideas or suggestions?
Mr. Bertrand?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Thompson, I just want to take a minute to say thank you for the outstanding work you do here. You kind of make me scratch my head when we look at all these cables and connections. I have one question.
Okay.
It's relating to the cybersecurity insurance.
Sure.
In the past, it seemed as though we had to maybe purchase additional equipment or put certain components in to get a certain rating. Do you see in the future, in the near future, that we going to have to upgrade again to keep that rating as things change?
So I think it's a great question, right? So certainly the cost, and the board recently upgraded that in the last year, right, the amount. So certainly the cost of an incident is going to be, it's going to continue to grow, right? And to your point, there are certain things that we have to do. Multi-factor is one of the things which everybody hates, but is a necessity in this time. And to your point, there's certain equipment that we need to establish to meet those standards, and just general cybersecurity standards. So to your question, the answer is yes. So, you know, I'm responsible for maintaining that cycle. So we talk about network switches, replace that out, firewalls, replace it out at a certain time. So, of course, we work with Nisha and my budget to make sure we have ample funds to be able to do that on the appropriate cycle, paired with the ability to use some E-rate funds as well. So the answer to your question, yes, that's a constant cycle to make sure we're protected.
Thank you again,
That's
Mr.
the
Thompson,
one that
for
keeps
what
me
you
up at night.
Mr. Newman?
Thanks again for what you do.
Thank you.
Mr. Newman?
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Mr. Thompson, quick question.
Yes, sir.
Ticket resolution cycle time, when teachers, admin, whoever submit a ticket to your department, do you track cycle time?
Yes, we
processing
track
time?
all that. So I'm certainly an analytics guy, right? I have a math background. So I'm on top of that. We have service level agreements that my technicians operate by, and if they're outside of that, certainly I address it. So our model works where every site is seen once a week. So my SLA is 5 days, 5 operational days. So, and for the most part, it's within 24 to 48 hours,
Okay, thank you.
except for in August.
Yeah.
Any other questions or comments? Thank you,
All right,
Mr.
thank you all.
Thompson. Thank you for everything. Request number 2, 2026 HVAC replacement projects, presented by Stacy Roget, Director of Maintenance.
Good evening. Tonight I bring to you the request for professional services and to prepare bids for the 2026 HVAC projects. We try and achieve 2 HVAC changeouts a year, and we're looking at trying to accomplish Sun City and Russian Middle School this year.
Mr. Roget, this is just a continuation of the replacement upgrade program we've been conducting now for how many years?
Probably about the last 4 years. Yes, sir, this is a continuation. This is a standard practice for us trying to stay on top of the lifespans of our air conditioners. We're trying to do 2 to 3 a year, you know, obviously budgets depending, but we need to get some professional services so we can get those out to bid and design and prepare them, get them out early rather than late so we can be prepared for the summer.
You don't have a very wide window for that installation, do you?
No, sir, sometimes they get real tight, so yes, sir.
Madam Chairman, with your permission, I'll make a motion that we approve the request.
Second. We have a motion by Mr. Bullard, a second by Ms. Darby. Please vote. 4. Passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item number 3, request Halton High School baseball facility improvements. Mr. Cottom, Bossier Parish Schools engineer.
Good afternoon, Chairperson Smith, Superintendent Rowland, committee members. This item here is a request through Houghton High School to use the baseball booster funds to turf the area around home plate and towards the dugouts and their backstop. This has been done at Airline and Parkway. Benton has something not quite as extent to this, but I believe Airline Parkway has. They've been all kind of using the same contractor, and so this is just a request for them to proceed with this project using school funds.
All right, Mr. Faulty, did you make the motion? Okay, Mr. Faulty made the motion. Second by Ms. Brotherton. Please vote. Those in favor? None opposed.
I didn't hear the first or the second.
The first was Mr. Faulting and the second was Ms. Brotherton. Got it? And none opposed. It was unanimous. Item number 4, request water main easement, 4900 Benton Road. Mr. Cottom.
Yes, ma'am. This has to deal with our, our property that we own there. The address is 4900 Benton Road. This is actually part of a larger tract that we sold about half of it in 2021. So the current owner of the River Square subdivision, he is under development. So he is requesting to get water service. And this is kind of coming through his engineer that he's hired, and that engineer's met with the city. So the easiest way to bring water to the site is coming off the cul-de-sac in the neighborhood north. So they propose to put this water line, I believe about 5 foot in depth, and sort of prepare this area for any type of future road that could be built over top of this 80-foot strip that heads east-west towards Benton Road. They are adding in a valve, a tapping valve for us if this is going to be part of another discussion this afternoon, but there would be water available in that area for that property. So this is something that the city of Bossier has, the city's engineer has approved, and they will, city of Bossier will maintain this easement and the utilities, so they're just requesting the land usage on our property.
Mr. Bullard?
We're talking about 80 feet here, correct?
Yes, sir.
And that's it?
It's a 15-foot
And we're
wide.
going to put this property up for sale,
Yes, sir.
so maybe that tap will enhance the value.
Right. That was some of the trade-off is, they're giving us, doing that for us, so this.
I'll make the motion, we approve it.
Do we have a motion? Do we have a second? Second by Mr. Faulting. Those in favor, show of hands. Motion approves unanimously. Huh? It was Mr. Bullard and Mr. Faulting, and everybody voted yes. Oh, Ms. Darby, I'm sorry.
No, I second it. Is that the halter? I think that's.
No, it's the HVAC replacement. Can we go back to item number 2 real quick? I apologize for not picking that up. So on item number 2, we had the HVAC replacement projects.
And a motion by Mr. Bullard.
It was a motion by Mr. Bullard. May I have a second?
I'll second.
Are you on there too? Make sure you're on
You
there.
on the committee?
Make sure you're on there.
Right there.
Okay. Those in favor, show of hands. Okay, motion passed unanimously.
You don't get
All right, sorry about that. Now we'll return to number 5. Request Bossier Memorial Stadium LED lighting upgrade presented by Mr. Roget.
Thank you. Yes, I bring to you the Bossier High Stadium LED lighting project. We believe that it's time to look at putting this out to bid, design and bid, so we can replace the wooden poles with overhead wiring for that stadium. It has caused quite a few problems over the last years, and maintenance access is becoming limited with the visitor side and causing us a lot of havoc that we think that it's probably time for us to have a new design of LED lighting, plus have much improved lighting for that field. Currently it's running about 10 foot candles at the stadium, and I think we're now running around 50 to 100 at our stadiums. So we're looking for permission for design and bid of this project. We have options of funding of construction funds or general fund.
Ms. Brotherton?
Thank you, Ms. Smith. Mr. Roget?
Yes, ma'am.
How many of our stadiums do we have left that do not have metal poles in their lighting?
The only 2 left is Bossier High and Plain Dillon.
Okay, all right.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr.
Madam
Newman?
Chairman, I'd just like to inform the committee that we are about $7 million and, I don't want to choose the wrong word, we have about $7 million we can apply to this from the construction bond fund if y'all so, the committee can direct that from the construction fund. Just wanted to pass along that information.
So whoever would like to make the motion, you need to choose the funding option. Do I have a motion?
Are you talking about the new fund, the fund,
The
the committee, the construction fund? Okay, okay.
So do we have a motion? Mr. Faulting, and would you like that out of the committed construction fund? Is that what your motion would be? Okay. All right, do I have a second? Ms. Brotherton? Those in favor, show of hands. Passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item number 6, request Benton High School classroom wing addition. Discussion action presented by Mr. Cottom.
Yes, ma'am. This is kind of our continuation of, on June 12th of 2025, the board approved us to move forward with professional services to start to look at the functionality and of this wing. So since then, we've chosen Brian Yates with Bledsoe Architects. They did the original Benton High School complete design, so we felt that was a good fit. We've had several meetings. We've met with Ms. Clark, met with our administration, kind of develop what the needs would be. So we are able to confirm that, a 12 classroom wing will bring us to our functional capacity of 1,743 students, which currently exceeds the projected 2031 enrollment that we received from Mr. Hefner earlier this year. So we are now coming back to the board to move forward with construction documents and bidding, and we have estimated the total project cost at $10,600,000. That includes construction cost, FF&E, furniture, fees, testing. So that's the whole bag, so to speak. So, any questions?
Mr. Bullard?
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Mr. Cottom, this 10-6 estimate, does that include compliance or construction that will comply with the new tornado, hurricane
Yes, sir.
requirements?
Yes, sir.
And that added how much to this total cost, would you estimate, your professional guess?
Probably around $3 million
3 million, 30%.
in that range, 25 to 30%. That's what.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Any other question? Are you still going, or did you have?
Oh,
any
no,
other
I can,
questions? Mr. Newman?
I can explain. Oh, go ahead, Ms. Newman.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chairman. Quick question, I'm going to ask how much is calculated in for the contingency?
Right now, we have around 3.5%.
3 to 3.5%, which is in contradiction to our previous bond project. We usually did around 10%?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you for that.
I'm hesitant to, we don't want to give all the numbers out because when it goes out for bid.
3.5%,
so-
I'm good with that. Thank you.
So, and I did provide a little packet of Brian's schematic designs. It is a single-story wing. It's pretty similar to a standard wing, other there are some additional components. The walls are thicker for the storm shutters systems. There's double doors on either end. One is a set of normal doors. One is a set of storm doors that does close in the case of an event happens. So, from the outside, it will appear, but it is definitely more robust in all aspects of the design.
And Mr. Cottom, what is the anticipated start date with what we're looking at, and then the anticipated finish date, and when would students be sitting in the classroom?
So tentatively right now, we're looking at pushing for into this year out for bid. That gets us through the bid, that gets us a round of March, beginning of construction, and we're still hoping for that August 27th date, but that's what we're at right now.
You're hoping to be finished August the 27th, 26th? 27th.
August of 2027.
Yeah,
2026.
August of 2026.
Yeah.
Hopefully the first, not the third.
Never mind.
Madam Chairman, would you entertain a motion at this time?
Yes, sir.
If so, I'd recommend that we approve this request so they can proceed. We know we've got to have it, and we've got to have it soon.
We have a motion by Mr. Bullard, and that would come out of the committed construction fund. Is that correct, Mr. Bullard?
Yes,
That's what they
ma'am.
said. We have a motion by Mr. Bullard. Do we have a second?
Second.
Ms. Brotherton has a second. Those in favor by show of hands? It's unanimous. Thank you.
Get your hand down.
Is Ms. Clark still here, or did she leave? Yay! Anything else on that one, Mr. Cottle?
No, ma'am, thank you.
Finished with that one? Okay. Number 7, request Bossier Parish School Board Property Surplus Declaration. Mr. Cottle.
Yes, ma'am. I'm going to give a little recap on this property. Some of this property was acquired, 2 parcels acquired in 2013 and one was 2012. Some of you may know some history, some may not, and some of it all before my time. So all 3 of these sites were purchased with the anticipation of a future school at some point. I'd like to start with the Benton Road property. I believe that was purchased during the discussion of before the new Benton High School. So I think the thought was we'd put a middle school there, and things changed. They bought the property in Fairburn, built Benton High School. And in 21, this property was in a sense already declared surplus, and we sold the southern half of it off. So it basically left over 17 acres. You know, it's really got limited access up to the neighborhood. It's a real narrow drive, about a lane and a half. And currently it's really not usable for any future school site. And really with us acquiring the Shed Road property, I don't really see the need currently for that property. Let's move to Turtle Creek. That was purchased in 2013. It was around 16 and a half acres. That was supposed to be for Turtle Creek Elementary. I believe at the time after purchase there were some issues with infrastructures not being in place to handle sewer and water. So, you know, in my opinion, that it's not really an ideal case location. It is, you know, we would like to have about 20 acres now. As you know, our car lines are pretty problematic on some of our sites. So I kind of feel this is really not an ideal location for the site if we were ever to look for another site in the Benton area.
Question, Mr.
Oh,
Bullard.
I'm sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Cottom. On Turtle Creek, has the potential resale or right of first refusal issue that was initially associated with the Turtle Creek property, has that been resolved, and has legal counsel agreed that we can proceed without any potential issues?
Yes, I had our title attorney that we've used for our other properties kind of review this case, and in his opinion that the original reversion clause was with the original developer. That developer went out of business.
Right.
Another entity bought the property but didn't buy the company, and therefore didn't buy the right of refusal.
Okay.
It's
So we're,
to my knowledge.
he would be willing to give a clean title opinion
Yes, sir. That
and
would,
insure it.
right, yes, sir.
Good. But then that takes the monkey off our back.
Correct.
Thank you.
So, and then our South Bossier, it's South Bossier Park. It's actually, it's part of a larger site that the parish owns, and they have soccer fields. I think there's plans to help just continue to develop that. You know, again, that's another property that, you know, if we just look at our capacity of our South Bossier schools, the current enrollment, the projected enrollment, is my opinion, I don't think we would need to build another elementary school site in that area. So it's with these 3, it's really, you know, the board's decision if you would like to propose to sell these. So, I'm sorry. So really what I asked for tonight in motions is to declare these surplus and basically put them up for sale. Any offers or deals, we would definitely come back to the board for approval and discussion.
Mr. Hall, I just have a question real quick. The one at Turtle Creek, have you checked on how much of that has been developed as far as what's around it? Or is there another phase
that they started?
I don't think they've started. I think there is a master plan that has that entire area of neighborhoods, but no, ma'am, I don't believe anything directly. And it is a very odd site. It's you know, kind of triangular, but there's about a 15-foot drop
Yeah,
in
yeah.
elevation because there's, you know, some waterways there. So there's definitely some site challenges with that property as well.
Ms. Brotherton?
Thank you. So, Mr. Cottom, if we choose to sell these places, would we have to go back through and do another appraisal and all?
We would need to get appraisals on all three of them, yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we would,
It
because
would
I
be-
know we did an appraisal.
They're only good for just so
um,
many days.
Yeah. Okay, I know we had done.
It would just be the same process we have on our property. We get appraisal, and then we would set the asking price, and then our realtor would list them for sale.
Okay, thank you.
And I did, and I want to clarify, I did, the reason with the motions, I do have the one big, large motion, Ms. Smith, that encompasses all of them, but if the board chooses to keep a few, sell a few, I kind of broke those motions down individually, so that's the reason why there's 4 motions.
Okay.
I have a question.
Mr. Valting?
On the South Bossier property, what did you do to figure that we wouldn't need it? And I just asked because, you know, Southern Home Builders has all that property, the port's going down there, the population's gonna grow exponentially, so I
Well, so as far as our track developments, you know, dealing with the demographer and the local NPCs with the city and the parish, really developments in that area is not known to us at this time. If there's some new developments that we're not aware of. I did run some quick numbers. On our elementary schools, Bel Air, let's say currently, right now with today's enrollment, they're at 85% capacity. Curtis, 67%, Elm Grove, 44%, Sun City, 73%, Elm Grove Middle, 82%, and Parkway High, 84%. If we use Mr. Hefner's projections based on the known developments, Bel Air bumps to 93%, Curtis drops to 55%, Elm Grove drops to 40%, Sun City drops to 49%, Elm Grove Middle to 69%, and Parkway 85%. So, and that's really why I was just sort of suggesting at the current snapshot now and in the future, at the very minimum of our 4 elementary schools, we do have capacities to absorb students. So, I mean, if in 3 or 4 years someone comes and builds a 2,000 home development, we don't know that at this point.
Well, but you did see Southern Home Builders, they have all that property all the way to the high school now, and they're built, I mean, the houses are going up, and again, with the port and the new Jimmy Davis Bridge going up, what scares me is if we sell this property and then we can't find more property, or we pay quadruple what we would have on this one for, or well, 10 times what we'd own this one for. So I just don't think that's a smart idea I think we should hold on to that property just because we don't know what the future holds. I guess I don't understand how he figures that the attendance would go down when there's more houses going there. The base is growing. I guess I can't wrap my head around that, but just my thoughts on that.
Any other questions or comments?
Could we vote on them individually, please?
Sure.
And I do have one more.
Okay, Mr. Newman?
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Every offer, regardless of which one, will be brought back to the committee and then the board, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Brockhouse?
Would this eliminate, or would, say for instance, that continues to build down in South Bossier and there's another location available, would we be willing to trade instead of selling and then buying? Would we be willing, if there was more land available for South Bossier, would this eliminate us from maybe making a trade of equal value?
And maybe the scenario would be if Southern Home Builders, let's say they're planning a 2,000 home development, and they come to us and say, hey, we want to give you 20 acres to build a, neighborhood school, we do a comparable swap. I mean, we would bring it to the board. I mean, that would be the board's decision on that.
Be up to the board whether
And again, that's why I kind of broke these down individually to discuss them, and I'm just bringing it to the board and if, you know, it's
Mr.
just.
Rowland?
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Captain, that's a fantastic question, too. I think what Mr. Cottom was meaning and is talking about is any offer, swap or sale, because the board has, in history, swapped land before for things that be the Sheriff's Department or various other entities. We have swapped, so any offer, if we get a great spot, somebody wants to swap things. I talked to, Mr. Pulley about some property, here recently, and so just anything like that, I think what he's saying is we'll bring any offer back to the board.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Coach.
Any other discussion? So we're going to entertain doing them one at a time. So the first one will be for 4900 Benton Road. So do we have a motion considering that one?
I make a motion that we sell 4900 Benton Road.
Okay. A surplus, declared as surplus? Okay.
Right, we're just making surplus because that
Right.
gives us options to deal with them.
Right.
All right. So we have a motion by Ms. Brotherton. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Conathy. Please vote by show of hands if you're in favor. Okay, we had, no, we have 4, and then Mr. Bullard, no. The next item is Turtle Creek site. Do we have a motion for that one to declare as surplus?
So moved.
We have a motion by Mr. Bullard,
Second.
second by Ms. Brotherton. Those in favor, by show of hands. That one's unanimous. And South Bossier Park, do we have a motion to declare this one as surplus?
So moved.
Do what, Mr. Faulty? You'll make a motion to sell that one as surplus? Okay, so we have a motion, a second by Mr. McConaughey. Those in favor, please show a hand. All in favor. All right. Any other comments or questions?
I have a question.
Okay, Ms. Brotherton?
Mr. Cottom, just for my information, what is how much acreage would we need ideally to build an elementary school?
I believe the minimum would be about 20 acres.
About 20, so this is, okay.
This is in that range. Some of it would probably be the actual layout of the land, and, we were definitely going to work in car lines, because that's
And
cripples some of our sites.
yes, but it's the back
Yes,
side
ma'am.
of that. We had all of it and we sold it. Okay? That concludes our meeting. Thank you.